Everybody, welcome to Sci-Fi here live at C2E2. I'm Andre from Black Nerd Comedy here with Sci-Fi Wire, and Sci-Fi Wire is a place where you can check out articles, podcasts, videos, all kinds of things about all things nerdy and geek culture, so be sure to check them out. So today, we have a wonderful, wonderful, exciting presentation. This is so cool. I'm so excited because we got Animaniacs in the house. The cast of Animaniacs. Maurice LaMarche, Jess Harnell, Tress MacNeille, Rob Paulsen. So glad to see you all here together.
Great to be here.
Happy to be anywhere, man. But we're finally out of the water tower.
Yeah. They let you out once again. It's very cool. So I know all these guys' voices, but I'd love for you guys just to go down and just tell the voices you did on Animaniacs, or if you even want to throw in a couple extra voices from other shows that you've done.
Oh, my water just broke.
So everyone can hear. We're already breaking the stage up, so just so everyone can hear what you guys did to be a part of this wonderful show, or animation in general.
Yeah, this is, first of all, an incredible privilege to be here in Chicago. Thank you very much for having us. This is a real thrill. Thank you. Yeah,
I was Yakko and Pinky.
And the main thing that I do in my life is thank God that I'm a friend of Andre's. I mean, that in Hollywood, you know the black nerd, you are set. But honestly, this is a real pleasure, and so, yeah, you're talking to
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and Pinky and the Bride, and what could be better?
oh, and I'm also a couple of Ninja Turtles. Some of you are dressed in your turtleabilia. I was Raphael when all of you were way younger than I. And then I got to be Donatello 25 years later on the Nickelodeon version, so thank you. I feel if I live to be 100, I can knock them all out. Thanks very much.
And now I'd like you to meet my sister, Dot.
How do you do? Is there a question on the floor?
What, honey?
Is there a question?
Oh, you're just saying just what voices
what
you've done
you've
for
done.
Animaniacs or other shows that you
Oh,
worked on.
Animaniacs and other shows. Yeah. Well, Dot. And oh yeah, Babs Bunny and Tiny Toons. And Simpsons. This is cutting out.
Wait a minute, not just Simpsons, 600 episodes.
Yeah, couple of those. Futurama. Yeah, and now Disenchantment.
Yep.
Man, Grading's new show. Awesome. Stick with it. You're gonna like it more and more and more and more. I swear. And it's a phenomenon that happens. Yeah. And you'll like it a little bit more as time goes by. And what else we got? What else we got?
All the Disney afternoon stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm Daisy Duck. I'm Merryweather. I'm the Queen of Hearts. Off with her head.
The, one of the Daisy Duck, right?
Yes, I am Daisy Duck.
Yeah.
And I'm Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
And many Disney classic characters. And I forgot about Flotsam and Jetsam. Somebody reminded me of that today in The Little Mermaid. And yeah, all kinds of fish life. And Wilma Flintstone.
Look up Tress MacNeille's IMDb. It's like the Manhattan phone book.
Yeah, when you got some spare time.
Crazy.
I did the cat lady, crazy cat lady. Her real name is Eleanor. You know, I'll just have you know. And then she does have her lucid moments.
And you're Principal Burns' mom too, right?
I'm Agnes Skinner, means
Skinner,
lamb,
yeah.
lamb of God. You idiot. And I don't know how many times I have to tell this guy. It just doesn't seem to sink in. He's using his cartoon brain, the cartoon side of his brain. Hey, you know what? That should be the name of my book.
That should be the name of your book. I love that.
What is the name of your book? Jess Harnell, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Jess Harnell. How are you guys, man? All right, so on Animaniacs, you might know me as the voice of Wacko. I wore no pants very proudly. I'm also the voice of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon and Ironhide and Transformers, and I'm Scary Terry on Rick and Morty and a bunch of other stuff you guys watch. And we love you guys, and we're stoked to be here. And this is Maurice LaMarche. Hi, Mo.
And that's all the time we have. I was the brain, of course, on Pinky and the Brain. Yes. And I was also the brain on Pinky and the... No, I'm kidding. I was Michelangelo And I was Miles Standish, oh, my pee-pee pajama. It is pee-pee pajamas, actually, now that I think about it. And I was also his burps.
How does your dad make a living?
Excuse me. See, we were a team on that, man. How about that?
And on Futurama, I'm Morbo, the newscaster. And Lieutenant Kif Kroger, and Calculon, and Hedonism Bottom, yes. Calculon, the star of all my circuits. And on Rick and Morty, I'm Abadolph Linkler.
Yeah, that's right. Basically, what we're trying to tell you is that we were all the voices of your childhood, and we can't believe your parents let us in your house. How about that? How about that?
It's true, man.
And what's so great about Animaniacs, going back to the burps there, is that what's so great about the show is that you could have something classical and you can learn something, but at the same time, it was just so funny, just all the different types of comedy that were
you're
in
learning
the
while you're being disgusting, which is how I basically live my life.
Or disgusting skills that you could use later in life.
But you know what, Andre? The thing is, and that is so wonderful about what you said, and it is evidenced by this crowd, and this is not unusual. The people who come to see us are often 2 and sometimes 3 generations of fans in the same family. That is a big deal. I've already had people come up who get tearful when they talk about how they and their father may have bonded over Ninja Turtles or Animaniacs or whatever show. Their father or mother is now gone, and now they share the same thing with their children. And these characters are so profoundly impactful. And were it not for these events like this and sci-fi and the social media, we never would have known. But these characters make a big difference to a lot of people. And it's an incredible thrill for us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys.
For letting us in.
Yeah.
This is the greatest.
I want to add to that really quickly and just say something to y'all. And that's, we come here to these things for the main reason of getting to meet you guys and shake your hands and make new friends. And we're really, really grateful to you for watching the stuff that we do and for being part of it and letting us be a part of something that meant something to you. So I just want to say for all of us a real sincere thank you, because we appreciate you coming out and saying hi. We're here all weekend. We'd love to meet you and shake your hand and say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
You don't got to buy nothing. Just come by and say howdy.
Yeah, we're cool.
I'll just add to that when I watch people of various ages, 35-year-olds come by and tell me I was the voice of their childhood, I'm really honored by that, but I also realize, gosh, in order to do that, I had to get old.
Yeah. Which speaks the alternative.
And then I realized that I was going to get old anyway. So what a way to get old.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much.
That's
We're
it,
very
man.
lucky.
Making my middle age happier.
But what's nice, thanks to digital technology, is now the kids today can watch the show and still enjoy it the same way, which is so great.
And
astonishing.
there's a rumor that there may just be some new Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain coming your way soon. What do you think of that?
I have heard of such a rumor.
Cool.
Can you elaborate on this rumor at all?
Not at all.
Not at all, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I don't know too much about it, but it's going to be good. You'll see.
Now, the question is, are you guys involved? Let's just put it this way. If we were having a Senate subcommittee hearing, we would say, we can neither confirm nor deny. So read into that what you will.
But stay tuned. You'll be happy.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
T-O-O-N.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's the 2 tight-lipped things here at C2E2. Avengers Endgame and if Animaniacs cast are coming back. So
we all just love hanging out together.
Yeah, we do, man. We're buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we know anytime there's
It's got
Andre, there's
nothing
a
to do
party.
with the new Hulu show.
Right.
But that was what's so great is like you could tell just from, even though we're hearing the voices, we're seeing the cartoon, but you can see the chemistry and the timing, because for this type of show specifically, the timing and the chemistry had to be there.
Very true.
So were you guys, I'm assuming you guys maybe were recording together when you were doing a lot of this stuff, or were you separate? Or
Always.
Always.
Certainly, I know that I certainly speak for Tress, and I believe all of us, when it's always better to have all the other actors around you, ensemble. And the truth is, it's like any other circumstance. If I play golf with a guy who's better than I get better. Yeah. And when you surround yourself with people who are world-class actors, you hitch your wagon to their stars, and they make everybody
We do
better.
have guest actors come in.
Yeah, we do have guests come in every
Lots
now
of
and then. We're not
guests.
as good as Tress.
Well, we hate them. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
But no, I much prefer to be with the other actors. It's way more fun, and they make me better.
Mainly because acting is listening. You know, it's far less about thinking about what you're next going to do and getting what you're going to get. Like when we would do a Pinky in the Brain, we just fell into a rhythm with each other, and I was totally going off whatever Rob gave me, and you know, the same I guess would be true of you. So acting is listening, and it's always better when the other actor's in the room with you. Sure. You know, a lot of places like to work with the actor on a single and just get all of their lines all at once. And that one that's where you really have to go psychotic and imagine the conversation in your brain, and then listen to that person in your brain louder than you're thinking about yourself.
Every time you say brain, I get excited. I don't know why.
Yes,
I
my
know.
friend.
Nerf. It's just weird.
Well, when I take over the world, you'll go into the nice
when I
torture
see my
chamber.
brain too. La 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 la.
So obviously, yes, the comedy in Animaniacs was great, but we also got to give props to the music on this show.
Oh my gosh,
music
yes.
of
How about that
Animaniacs.
music? Right?
Some
The
of the
late
best
Richard
stuff.
Stone.
Here, thank you, Andre.
People
Boy,
are still
that's
singing
the
these songs
truth.
today, you know?
Oh my
A
God.
couple of people here today that you were going to give them a private audience.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no, I don't mind at all.
No, I don't know what the venue is.
Here's my hotel room key. Use it. Sorry, hashtag you too.
Because they did want to hear you perform.
Oh, yeah.
this
Okay, well, I
weekend.
can figure that out.
But you're right. The music was an integral part of it, just as it was with Looney Tunes, with Carl Stalling and Milt Franklin doing that remarkable music. And due to the fact that we had Mr. Spielberg running the show with Tom Ruger, when you got
I call him Steven.
Yeah, when you got that guy running the show, you get a 40-piece orchestra. And that component of the show is utterly timeless. Randy Rogel, Stephen Julie Bernstein, Richard Stone.
The late, great Richard Stone, yes.
Incredible skill and composition. And the Animaniacs music is totally standalone, enjoyable. Yeah.
Plus, how many of you guys learned your states and capitals along with me, right?
Yes.
I didn't know any of that stuff, and now I'm pretty good at bars, because if somebody says, what's the capital of this? I'm like, oh, I remember that from my own song. That's
How many doctors, nurses, medical technicians passed their brain anatomy course? Thank you very much. Yes, thanks to the brainstem song, right? There you go. It's a smaller demo, but
Aren't you glad you chose to host this?
I've had neurosurgeons come up to me once, you know, I passed
Poor
by.
Andre hasn't gotten a half a word in edgewise.
I know, Andre.
It's
Sorry,
great.
we've commandeered
No,
your
you
show.
know, please, you guys are doing great. I was gonna say though that I had a school project once where we had to do a history of a country. I got Japan, so I actually played part of Yakko's world up to Japan,
you
froze the
did?
tape, and then started my presentation.
That's beautiful.
Did you get an A?
I did.
Excellent.
So thank you.
And you
You
should
got me
give
through
like
school.
$20, dude. It's only right.
So you were showing that creativity early on in school. That's amazing. I
But
love
it's shows like this that made it do that. Because I mean, I love my 80s cartoons. I love all the different cartoons. But you know, some of them were there to sell the toys or do things. But it seems like what your show was like, it was all about the entertainment, the comedy, and that sort of thing.
While educating, though.
Yes, which is really
When you're
cool.
able to do a
Burping.
show that, you know, we're talking about Animaniacs and Pinky the Brain and shows that are pretty much, not totally, but pretty much devoid of action figures and merchandise. You know, you're talking to a couple of Ninja Turtles here, so I totally get it. But when you have a show that is celebrated 25 years later, it was art for the sake of the art. And Tom Ruger and Steven Spielberg and Gene McCurdy knew precisely what they were doing. And the edict from the top was to not condescend, was to understand that if you're going to be like Looney Tunes or Rocky and Bullwinkle, you write it as though the audience gets the joke. And whether they get it now or 20 years from now, they do. And the proof is in the
We'll
pudding.
wait.
You'll get this on the way home and you'll laugh.
Yeah. No, it's very true. I've watched some new episodes, watched the episodes on Hulu, and I was like, wait a minute, I did not get that joke when I was younger, but I
Right?
get it now.
Timed release.
And speaking of that, some of those jokes, man.
Fingerprints.
How did you?
Fingerprints?
That's one of the best.
I don't think so.
That's the greatest. Look at everybody smiling. That's the coolest.
That's the best part, man.
Yeah, it's really good. Now, that was what was interesting about these characters too, is that because of just how unique they were, you could put them anywhere, any pop culture thing, any historical thing. So, if the Warners or Pinky and the Brain were around today,
I want to meet the Kardashians as soon as possible, dude. And I want to take care of that problem once and for all. That's all I. Yeah. I know. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I don't need to. I
just want to find out what a Justin
exactly.
Bieber is.
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what.
I'll just say that nobody tries to rule the world like me. I'm the greatest world ruler that there is. I don't know who this mouse is. Just know there's no world ruler like me.
No, but I mean, you got to think
Let's
about
have
it.
a brain. Well, I would love to see a brain Trump mashup.
I'm sure it'll happen. You got to think of it like this, Andre. It's like
Except you take over the world.
when Animaniacs first came out, we didn't have YouTube. You know what I mean? We didn't have, the internet wasn't really a thing. So as far as being satirical and attacking stuff, there's so much more to beat up on now than when Animaniacs first came around. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with it, you know?
How many alt TV Animaniacs Usenet group users are still here today? Right?
There's
Okay,
one
there we
guy.
go.
Yeah.
That was what the internet was about then, was Usenet.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
There's like a handful, but now it's all over. I mean,
It's
all of
everywhere.
You know it through the internet.
There's so much of it, man. But then it's funny because every time I watch that Please, Please, Please Get a Life
Oh,
Foundation,
isn't that
I'm
the
like,
greatest?
that gets more and more relevant every single
I
time
know,
I
man.
see it. So yeah.
Speaking of Get a Life,
Yes.
I want you all to know that today is William Shatner's birthday.
Oh!
Happy 88th birthday,
Isn't that
Bill.
great?
And it's also International Talk Like William Shatner Day.
Well,
So go on YouTube and take my tutorial on how to speak
Yeah.
like Bill. Happy birthday, Bill. Have as good a birthday as you can.
and
Nice.
I gotta add, for those of you who are wondering, yes, William Shatner still lives next door to me, and yes, he still thinks I'm Gene Simmons of Kiss. So that's pretty good too. That's legit. That's true, man.
These little kids are saying, William
Who's Gene
Shatner.
Simmons and who's Kiss and who's William Shatner? That dragon kid right there. We love you, dude. God, you know what? Everybody's a lot nicer than Gene, dude, but that's a whole other story. Good night, everybody. No, come on. If you met him, you'd be agreeing. That's all I can say.
He's very nice to me.
That makes perfect sense.
Way back.
It's the tongue.
So we've talked a lot about the Warners and Peeking in the Brain, but what are some of the other segments that you personally loved from Animaniacs? Or is there like something from the show that you think about today and you're like, oh man, that was just
Good
fun
feathers. I love the good feathers.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a good feather.
Great stuff.
I love those guys. John Mariano, Chick Venera. People think that I played the God Pigeon, but that was Chick. And Chick Venera, still going strong at 70 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah, he looks great. He sounds great. And that was so much fun. And the beauty of it was, because our exec producer was Steven Spielberg, he had relationships with people like Marty Scorsese. And he called him Marty, and he let us know that Scorsese loved the Good Feathers, thought it was a tremendous tribute to Goodfellas, and thought it was like, went over to Spielberg's house to watch a tape, when the tapes were this big. And he loved our
Speaking of that, I got to mention when he said Spielberg's house, we actually went to his office for lunch one time, and here's a little trivia. Steven Spielberg's office looks like the world's nicest Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I can't wait for somebody to bring me
Beautiful,
a chalupa, man. It was unbelievable up there.
Kind of Casa de Spielberg
Yeah,
on
it was
the
great.
Universal lot. Yeah, it's cool.
In the middle of the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Special
fantastic.
It's really neat.
Little oasis.
I didn't get invited that day, so.
He was busy valet parking the cars,
Yeah.
but he's going to get there someday. You'll
Right.
see. You'll make it, Mo.
Oh man. Well guys, this has been so wonderful. I would love to keep talking to you, but we're unfortunately out of time.
No worries, man.
But I was
Thank
just going to tell you about the.
Thank you all so much. But you
Andre,
guys gonna be here
thank you,
all
man.
weekend, right?
We're here
You're
all
gonna be
weekend.
all weekend.
Come and see us.
Sunday
We'd love to
afternoon.
say hi to you
We're
guys, for real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
But seriously, on behalf of me, and I'm sure every Maniacs fan out here, we thank you so much for being a part, not of our childhood, but just of our lives. Thank
Well,
you
we
so
thank
much.
you guys right back because we're in it together.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
So
Hey,
goodbye, nurse.
Thank you, guys.
We're gonna keep the party rolling. Thank you guys. Let's give it one more time for Maurice LaMarche, Jess Harnell, Tress MacNeille, Rob Paulsen, the Animaniacs. No problem. Coming up next, we got Terry Moore drawing live from SYFY WIRE's Artist Alley, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And be sure to keep talking with us online and in here at C2E2, hashtag C2E2, hashtag It's a Fan Thing. Keep staying tuned. Thank you.